Hey, it's Mark. I've got some stocks today. There's a few things I want to look at. Should be plenty of things to talk about here. The first thing I want to look at is the semiconductors. I've been watching the semiconductors very closely. SOXX is the index I use to track them, and you can see in this ETF here, SOXX, it it broke the down channel that it was in, and it also just happened to be at this support line that I drew up the other day. That's the level right there back from June. It it came back to that level and it held that, and at the same time it's broken out of this downtrend channel. So we may see a bounce here in some of these semiconductors and tech. Like let's look at Nvidia and see if it's the same thing. Yeah, pretty much. The Nvidia, I think they had earnings, or there must have been some announcement. But let's check on that because that's pretty big. Like, I've been watching these semiconductors because they're really important for the tech rally, and it shows the demand in the industry right now. I'm just looking through the news. There's a lot of news to follow, so I haven't been following Nvidia super close, but it looks like the industry's having a bit of a big rally here. So I think it was earnings, but anyway, all that matters is really what the price action. So it's shown a lot of strength here the past couple weeks, so I would expect to see some more strength from semis off of this move here. Some other ones that I found that are strong now is some of these energy, these uranium stocks like UEC and URG. I've been looking at URG, and I drew some trend lines and some lines on it. So it's got a clear level here. This level goes back to September and October, where it found a lot of support in the past, last winter, and it's been just trading, hovering along below that. And today, well, actually today and yesterday, it showed a lot of strength after it tested and held this level. It was up. It was one of the stocks up today too, and it's got a bull flag. It came off a bull flag off of that big level there, and it's definitely a bottom. It's one of those bases that I like to see where a long trading range gets taken out up to the upside. So URG is the one that, and UEC, these uranium plays. I'm just going to look at the fundamentals real quick on these because it's been a while since I've looked at them. The URG is a $300 million company, and looks like they're not profitable, but these may get some follow through here because they've been pretty strong. They've been silently strong for a while now, especially this UEC. And some of the ones I noticed on the long side is SMCI. Let's see, I'm looking at the long-term chart here. It's got a level up there at around $2 a share, and it broke out of a long base there, kind of like the UEC and URG. So I'm just drawing these lines here, and boom. Yep, there's pretty good clear range there, and it did a bull flag. Well, first it got a lot of volume after earnings, which is good, and then it retested this level and held. So it's a bull flag and a retest which is a really nice setup. I think this is one of the nicest ones I saw this afternoon. It's a clear bull flag there. The selling volume is pretty light compared to the buying volume on the run days. So I think this one's going to get follow through. So it's got room till about $2 a share, I think. So this is a good one. I'll check and see if this one has options too, but it's a really good setup. One of the other ones I noticed today was the Holo, and this is been one of my core holdings for a while. I've got a bunch of small positions in stocks like investments, and this one doesn't have much of a history, but it's a cloud-based cloud company, like tech company, and just out of nowhere, it's just kind of come back strong. There's a bit of a triangle there on that before this pop today. This is one of the few stocks from my holdings today that was up that much. It was up like 30% or so, and a lot of volume too. So this is one to watch for continuation. It's not one of my favorite companies fundamentally, but it's just one that I have in a basket. I have a basket of investments. Like I still have MKFG and all those other ones too. I got a lot, mostly small cap tech and stuff like that. But the other one I noticed was SOS. Well, yeah, so let's jump to the shorts real quick. The SOS is a former runner. I mean, based on my memory, yeah, it ran back in 2021. It had a huge run. I think this probably isn't reverse split adjusted, because I don't think it was ever $600 a share. So I think there must have been reverse splits that aren't taken into account in the chart, but or it's why it's like this. But it was never a $600 stock. But this one likes to pop, so it even did it in July. It was kind of a precursor, but I couldn't find any news on it, and I think it's a China name too. So this one is a good short, and it's already down after hours. It's already down like 10% after hours. But this is the epitome of a supernova, because it went up from 4 to 8 in a day. And it kind of did the same thing here, but it took like 2 days. But today it must have just squeezed. So this one's a short. I think it might have options too. So this one's a really good short play. It's one of the best supernova setups right now. The TUP keeps going too. The TUP, I totally missed that one because it was getting so choppy. It got really choppy here, and I just took it off radar. A lot of times you take it off radar and they just slowly fade out, kind of like this, like Siri is doing now. And this was actually a nice one. I missed it, but I don't see a play now unless it breaks down again below like 220. But that was, just kind of to prove my point that these supernovas are a really good high expectancy setup after the first red day, and then you start to really crack. There's multiple days where they go. So there's probably not many people that know about it too. I just like sharing some knowledge on stuff because I've been trading and investing so many years. So but let's go back real quick to some long. I was looking at the VinFast. I did some research on this one last year when I found out they were going public, or they've been trying to go public for a long time, and they finally made it happen. So I wasn't I wasn't watching it the day it went public, but it went up like 200% in a day, and it's a really good it's a good EV company. They're already established in Vietnam. Electric vehicles, it's already established, so it's not like these fly-by-night ones that have failed in the U.S. So I'm waiting to see if the options start trading on it, and I'll probably buy some calls on it. 'Cause I think we do have a good shot over the next year or so of becoming successful. Well, we've got a plant. They're building a plant in North Carolina, so I think it has a really good shot that most people probably don't realize. Some of the other ones, TAN is weak again today. This one has options too. I should have just bought the put options, weeks ago, but I've been playing the short side with solar and with the JKS. I have puts in JKS instead, but it's still weak. I mean, you see, it's got the top of the channel here is up at 59, so it can still go up and have a pop and still be a good short. It took out a lot of key levels going back a couple of years. So solar is still a good short here, and it did a bullish engulf on bearish engulf. It did a bearish engulf here on this candle. It's like a bearish engulfing candle, like it did. It's actually an analog almost to back here in 810. It tried to bounce there, and then the next day it was just red and engulfed. So the RAD is amazing too. That's another supernova. I traded this one. I traded it really good, but I already took my profit, and hopefully somebody still got some puts on that one or short, because it's been like an epitome of the backside. Like these are on the backside of the move. Like they call when you short, if you short the front side, you're shorting like when it starts, before it starts to break down, or when it is. But the backside's like when it's already, you have the tops already in. So these backside moves have been really good on some of these, like RAD and Siri. I've been talking about these for weeks on these videos, and a lot of tweets too. The Siri is like a good backside too. It's just slowly breaking down like I thought it would. I still got puts on that one, and I still have a lot of puts. I even have GNS puts too. This one's getting kind of weird here, but I know over the long term I suspect this is going to be a lot lower, but it's kind of doing that weird stuff before the backside, so it's a little unpredictable at this point, but I'm still bearish on it. The other one still going is HKIT, is a supernova that's still running, and this has been a massive one, and at some point it's going to top out and be a good short, but not yet. Some of these are they can be really resilient. It kind of just looks like a Chinese pump or like a wash trade ones. They can run these things for a long time. Let's see. I just want to make sure I got all these supernovas. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, the my size. That one's kind of going into one too. See if I remember that ticker. MY. Yep. Or what is the my size ticker? Yeah, there it is. It's this one's going Supernova too, and it's just another struggling company which makes for good Supernova shorts. And if you look at the history of it, always look at the history of stocks, and this isn't adjusted either, but it's probably like $1 a share here, but it had a huge run too back in 2018 and crashed. So it just has a history of doing this stuff. I had a mini one later on. So it's doing it again. So it looks like it could go on a long time, but based on the past, but this one's gonna be a good short too. And I'll be watching the upper Bollinger Bands when it gets that first red candle. I want to see a red candle above the upper Bollinger Bands. And that's it for the shorts in a good series. PTON, it's kind of like, it's got a lot of support here around 7, so it needs to get really weak to be another short and take out this support. It's even got support into the 6s here, 670s, 660s, 662. Yeah, 662. So I'm not really dying to short it again until it just until it gaps down or does something really weak. So we talked about some of the main ones I was looking at, and let's just go through those energy ones too, because I haven't looked at energy yet today. Yeah, it's kind of mixed on my watch list here. The SWN was up. Most of these I have they're oil and gas, but this one had like some good strength today. But I'm not really looking to go large into these energy companies when there's better setups. And let's look at the Qs with after that reaction. Yeah, the Qs are coming back up to. That's retesting this level there. So it's trying to do a semiconductor bounce. We'll see. It's looking pretty. It was due a bounce anyway. Like it was just really oversold on Friday. So it's kind of a technical bounce, I think, here. And it's still got to deal with this level here. So it's not quite as bullish as the semis. But at least it didn't fall off a cliff like it easily could have. And FXI is still weak. I had a good setup on this one too. I traded that one well too. I took profit. I took all total profit a little early, but I think I took profit like Thursday or Wednesday, and it's still down. But I think it's going to catch a bounce here at some point because it's got a lot of levels going back that it can hold support at. So UNG is still hanging in there. And those are pretty much the main ones that I noticed. Like the SOS is just a gift. Like it's probably gonna have, yeah, it'll be red tomorrow most likely. But what it does the next day is the question. Because tomorrow is the tomorrow I suspect the shorts are gonna have a good day, and then it'll decide if it's gonna try to squeeze or not. But it really easily could be down a couple days, a couple red days in a row. If you look in the past, well, I think I missed that initially. It even ran back in January. I think I just know it's a former runner. So it did the same thing back in January too. And it was kind of messy then. It took a while for it to start to break down convincingly. In July it was kind of straight down, which is nice. Let's see, this one was kind of straight down too back in February. So there's a good chance this thing's just gonna never see the highs again, like $8 again. So at least until it pops again. But yeah, it's kind of suspicious how it did it again so fast though, because it's barely a month and then it ran again. And that's kind of sketchy, but it's still good for shorts. Like probably, I mean, until it starts to get backside, it's not a crazy good short, but it's a good short for now. And that's about it. Well, let's look at the banks, because I've been watching those too. Yep, just kind of hanging out there at that level there. Trend support and major new support level. It's got to hold. I think I saw the banks were weak today. Not super weak. XLF's kind of the same story. IWM, I'm guessing it's going to be the same. Not really much happened today. But they didn't bounce as much as the Qs or semis, of course. But let's look at SPY. Yeah, that's a nice bounce on that. Yeah, they tried to put a really good one. They put a good bounce on that today. So, still in a down channel though, but looks like they're really trying to get that one up to channel resistance too. It's got resistance at like 443, 442 area. So maybe we got one more day in this channel. But if the semis are strong today, I think they may be able to push this for a couple weeks or even longer. Who knows? Like there may be this could be an inflection point. Could be an inflection point with semis, the way semiconductors were today. Because those have kind of led the market, and techs led the market. So you want to see that back if you're a bull. Because that's where all the spending, all the future revenue is supposed to come from. So that's about it, and always call it a wrap on that. And I'll catch you later.